Wonder Woman Annual #1. I'm not going to specify who's done what here because it's four separate stories. We'll just talk about those as we go through them. But obviously, the first one is by Rucka and Nicholas Scott.
Yeah.
And this is a story of Batman and Superman meeting Wonder Woman for the first time. We actually see them reacting to her. But basically, it's after that mall scene that was in year one where she saved people. We see both Batman and Superman reacting. Clark's with Lois. Lois, who doesn't seem to know that he's Superman yet, which makes sense timeline-wise.
Yeah. Still early.
And Batman's with Bruce, and they're so they both go and try and find her.
Batman's with Bruce.
Oh, sorry, Alfred. I meant to say Alfred. Batman's with Alfred.
I was gonna say Batman is with Bruce because later on we find out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's we'll get there.
All right. So they both go and try and stake out where she is on this military base with Steve and all that, and she pops up behind them, and it's the whole thing's basically that they don't really trust her very much. Well, Batman especially, and she whips out the lasso and makes them hold it so they can understand her because she still can't speak English, but it also shows their true sort of intent, what's in their heart, as it were, and she basically is like, look, you can trust me, and that's kind of it. It's kind of the meeting, and probably the biggest laugh that I left out, I let out this week was when after the lasso, and Batman has to admit that he doesn't have anything to fear with her. After he lets go, he's like, I hate magic.
Yep.
I mean, that was good. I think I was laughing more at the, when Clark shows up and the banter between him and Bruce there. It's like, yeah.
Right.
Mind if I keep you company? Yes. Well, I'll just stay here then. and then she's not from around here. Wow, you're good.
Yeah.
Some detective. No, it was good. It was some sort of brotherly dynamic, where they're
I just like
teasing each other.
The way that Rucka is writing Superman is he's kind of, not that he's a dim bulb, but he's definitely putting on a persona for Batman.
Yeah.
And it plays with it so well when he introduces himself as Clark Kent and Kal-El, and then Batman's like, Batman, and he goes, seriously, that's your name?
To be fair here, right? Maybe Superman should think, I won't reveal my true identity. I've just met
lasso of truth, Pete.
He's not holding it yet.
On to the lasso of truth. So I just love the.
Has he? Oh, yeah.
That's the whole point of that. They're all holding it.
Oh, I can confirm. All right, no, I can confirm. Yes, they're holding the lasso. All right, fine.
Which is why it's funnier that he still just says Batman.
Okay, that's fair.
Because deep down, that's who he is, and that's where he goes. Shut up, the rope. It's translating. Like he doesn't want to talk about it. Like he kind of knows.
Yeah, it's kind of sad almost, isn't it?
A little, but
also I really like when
the smirk on Superman's face.
See when she asks, you've got nothing to fear, and Superman says no, and then he just looks over at Batman and is like, that's your cue.
No. And it goes right into his eyes. Yeah, I would love Rucka to do like a one-off Trinity story that has this tone to it.
It was killing me. Like the whole thing with you can kill someone with rope, Clark. It's like, well, not quickly. So, well, you probably could.
You probably can't, yeah.
Yeah.
But she also, I like that she calls the lasso, it's the perfect, because it also shows like her language isn't quite there yet, and it's I just love Rucka's Wonder Woman. You can't
so good.
Can't get over it.
Yeah, and
then you introduce the Trinity, and it's even better.
Yeah, so the Batman at the end is basically gives this sort of final message saying, we've seen what's in our art, and we've got a lot of catching up to do. And that's this pretty cool thing for him to say. You expect Superman to say that.
Yeah.
But Batman's the one who snaps it out. So.
And it shows how. Go ahead, Connor.
I was just gonna say, then you have the great shot of her flying again with the birds.
Yeah, it was the same pose. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just shows how each of them are unique for their role. As Wonder Woman is kind of the best of them. Whereas Bruce is, that detective, and he's closed off and guarded.
He's the cynical
Superman's,
one.
Yeah, and Superman's almost the die-in-the-wool optimist, because he doesn't know how else to be. Wonder Woman she is, she's not putting on an act. Like, compared to these two, she is exactly who she says she is. She's Diana from the Scare.
I think it's the thing where with Clark and Bruce, they're both products of their upbringing in this world with, no parents versus the good parents, whereas
Right.
she was raised by a community, and it was so different that
Yep.
she on a completely different level to them raised by
Mhm.
parents or Alfred or whatever.
Obviously, the
Right.
art is gorgeous. Nicholas Scott.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's almost not even worth mentioning at this point.
No.
It is glorious. I actually really want her to do some Superman and Batman work now after seeing her
Yeah,
draw those two.
yeah.
Yep. Her
Also,
drawing Superman has made my entire week. Just
of course, it has.
And also, some proper Batman ears as well. None of this nonsense that some of the
tiny
artists
little.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like how you can tell that it's however many years ago as well. Like Clark looks younger.
Hmm.
I thought that was a really nice touch.
And Batman doesn't have his purple and yellow outline going,
No.
Yeah,
so we know it's an older suit.
It's almost my favorite bat suit. That's the one that I like a whole lot. It's very
Yeah, I like it
reminiscent
a
of
lot.
the
yeah, that's fair.
animated series version.
Yeah. All right.
How nice is it that they gave it to Rucka though to do the meeting of
Mhm.
the Trinity in this continuity?
Oh, that's
Like
nice.
that's kind of like
It's-
the last peace offering, so to speak. It's like, look,
I know he has
this
other
is
stuff
yours.
to do, but he needs to come back to DC as soon as he's done doing the other stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I concur.
because I need him doing more.
yeah, definitely.
All right. The second story in the annual is called "In the Defense of Truth and Justice." I actually didn't know what the title of the first one was. I didn't even check. It was just it was the Rucka one. I didn't care.
And then there were three.
And then there were three.
Then
Very
there
good.
were three.
So this is in the defense of truth and justice. Vita Alea writing and Claire Rowe on art. I will say the art was really rough in this one.
Yeah,
But you're on record with Clairo and rough art.
Yeah.
'Cause
yeah.
It's just that
Birds.
that shot. It wasn't so bad when it was just the soldiers talking at first, but then Wonder Woman like sort of like lands and she looks like this muscly freak, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
She's from Birds of Prey, right?
well, she,
Yeah.
originally, yeah, but it's
Yeah.
been Rose Antonio who's been
Fell off.
continuing
Right, but
from
the
that.
the start stuff was her, yeah.
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 This Woman definitely does CrossFit. Like, definitely.
I don't think Bel-Air's colors help though. I think they're really flat colors, and I don't think it works.
Well, it
with
gives it this dark and dreary kind of tone, which I think is what they're going
Honestly,
for.
Yeah, I just don't think it works with her art.
No, I
Yeah.
like the colours, just not for this story per se. Like I actually think these colours look really nice and moody for something else, but not
Yeah.
so much this. So
There's-
basically, this is the story of this country wants to execute King Shark.
Yeah, Markovia.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Good job,
Tara
Matt.
Markov.
But yeah, so and they're wanting to assassinate him. There's one person sticking up for him, but they're not having it. There's just like, no, judge, jury, executioner, kill him, do it now. And Wonder Woman shows up to sort of defend him because he's not guilty of this crime. I mean, he's guilty of a lot of crimes, but not this one.
Yeah, she's there for the truth. Surprisingly,
Yeah,
who'd have thought?
pretty much. That's pretty much it. Big fight ensues, and she takes him to the sea at the end, and basically takes him to Aquaman. Like, he'll take care of you. He's a man of the ocean.
I actually like this. It's like, hey, look, you're not a human, so let's maybe not judge you by our rules, and let's give you to the king of the seas and let him deal with you.
I like the ending. I liked him kind of folding his arms and like sort of begrudgingly accepting what she's saying to him, and then the little thank you at the end. I liked what the plot was. It's just the art was kind of rough, so this was
Yeah, definitely the weakest.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that was kind of it. That was a decent little story though for what it was.
Yeah, I like the story, but the art kind of hampered the enjoyment for sure.
Next story was called the Curse and the Honor. Michael Moretti writing and Stephanie Hans on art. This one's basically a tale of sort of like honor. It's in the snow, and she's got this like sort of samurai master who's like someone who Steve knows. But it twist. They turn out to be like a. Well, I won't
I
call
think
it.
he's cursed with a demon.
Oh yeah, I was tempted to say
Sometimes.
werewolf, but it's not. It's not actually a werewolf though. It's
No,
more of
it's more of it's like demonic sort of thing.
it's a demonic
Yeah.
hedgehog.
Well. Yeah. It's very shades of cheetah. I kept getting like.
I want to assume this is something from Japanese folklore, but I do not
Yeah.
know enough about that to know what this is.
And I'm conflicted on the art with this one because I actually love the snow. I love the red blood and stuff, and I love how it mixes. I really like the art in that sense. I do think Wonder Woman herself, though, the colours feel weird on her.
I don't agree with that.
No, I like it. It definitely looks more like a painting. Like this was done.
does,
Yeah, it is painted, I think. But
Yeah,
it's very royal red rather than the bright American red.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it really works for me, especially with the whole thing is this themes of honor, and so that the kind of the royalness of the color really plays into that nicely for me.
Yeah.
She's the sensei wants her to like protect the village because, you know, if not, then the monster's going to go rampaging. And that's kind of how she fights it. And the art's gorgeous. I mean, this story is mainly in the art. If the art wasn't up to par here, it wouldn't be up to much. Because it is a very simple...
The story, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's all just in the execution.
Yeah, the art's what elevates it.
It'd make a really cool short. Like, they were doing... On Cartoon Network, a while ago, they were doing, like, these superhero shorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This would have been a really cool one, just with the voiceover and their battle. Because it is all about... He's the greatest warrior, according to Steve Trevor. But he's deferring to Wonder Woman that, no, Wonder Woman, you're actually the best warrior. And... the whole reason she's there is to kill him because he's cursed, and if she doesn't want to, you know, she wants to find another way. It's just because they're warriors doesn't mean they just kill.
But ultimately, it comes down
to
she has to, and that's part of what it is to be a warrior. She does what she has to, regardless of whether or not she wants to.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's otherwise very beautiful. I would love to see Stephanie Hans do like a horror comic or something now.
I can't wait for her issue on Batwoman.
Yeah.
We've got her doing that epilogue at the end of the arc, and I can't wait because
good eyes, Connor.
Yeah, no, it's really pretty stuff.
I've been a fan of hers for a while, and everything that I've ever seen from her is just fantastic.
Like I say, the monster bleeding in the snow is really pretty. Like. In a kind of grotesque way, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah. That panel, I think it's the page after that, where it's the bottom panel where it just says peace, and you've got the light around
sunrise.
The
Yeah.
No, it looks really nice. So yeah, artistic showcase is the third story, basically, and then the fourth one. Which is called The Last Kaiju, which is funny because the page before that I went, holy shit, is this a kaiju story? And then I flipped the page and went, oh, it's called The Last Kaiju. Excellent.
Yeah.
It's Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing writing and David Lafayette on art. So yeah, this is a story about a kaiju who looks like a kaiju from Pacific Rim. Like, it actually looks like one of them.
No, it looks like that I can't remember all the names. Damn it.
The pointy-headed one.
Yeah, his name was like Steeljaw or something along those lines. Razor Jaw.
So we have Wonder Woman sort of fighting them a little bit, but basically it ultimately becomes about her realising it's just a big monster who doesn't have a home and doesn't have a place to go. So she ends up protecting it from the army, like stops all the jets
from Argus.
Yeah, stops all the jet from hitting it, and then finds him a home, Dinosaur Island.
Yeah, and you get his origin, and he's, you know, he doesn't want to cause trouble, but everywhere he goes, people assume he wants trouble because he's a kaiju. Yeah. And
it's funny actually because when she takes him to the island, there's this big full page spread of him like sitting there, and he's just smelling like a baby. It's actually like a really weird panel because he has such a sort of like shark look to him throughout all the other like the rest of the issue, and then he's got this big smirk in his face at the end. It's just kind of funny. What do you think about the art?
It just shows her compassion. And the art wasn't the best, but it fit. Like, it gave it a kind of manga feel.
It worked for the story.
She's got big fists, and she's got this like ultra straight hair. It's very different, very stylized compared to some of the other stuff. But yeah, it worked well enough. This was just another fun little story of compassion. That's what you're right. That's exactly what this story was showing. Was her compassion. I feel like we've had similar stories with her in the past, but I'm not going to complain about another one.
Do you know what?
The one with the tiger.
Yeah, this whole annual reminds me of the Sensation Comics digital first one that they had, where it was just the short 10-page stories of just Wonder Woman doing a Wonder Woman thing. That's pretty much, other than the first story where that was tying into the run still. That's just
So the fact that Rucka now I can cry about the run coming to an end. He's given me a whole new appreciation for Wonder Woman. I thought I had appreciated her after Azarello, but after that run was over, I kind of forgot. But with Rucka, it's made me go back, and I've picked up his first, trades.
I think the difference is for Azarello's Wonder Woman was not the typical Wonder Woman. It was
Yeah.
It was for his
story
for that mythology, and it was a fantastic version of Wonder Woman. But it definitely wasn't this. Where this Rucka's Wonder Woman definitely feels like if I go and look at another Wonder Woman story, most of them they're going to feel sort of this is her.
This is what, this has made me want to go check out more stories.
It's also a Wonder Woman who's part of the universe, whereas Azrael's Wonder Woman felt very separated.
On its own.
Yeah.
So, because it's always a character that a new run would come out, I would pick up like 2 issues in a row and be like, I'll read this in trade, and I never get to it. But now I feel like between the Rucka run that we've gotten, the one I still have to read, and then that special that we had with all those small stories, that was like this one.
75th anniversary issue.
The 75th,
yeah.
Between that and now this annual with all these little stories in it, I want to read more. Did you guys read Morrison's Earth 1 Wonder Woman?
Not yet. I plan to, though.
I recommend it for, again, where we talked about Azarella's version of Wonder Woman. Morrison's almost a meta story on
Sounds
Wonder
about right.
Woman. Yeah, right, of course, but...
I'm down with that. Yeah. Honestly, I'll read it for Paquette's art.
Yeah, well, the art's really fantastic.
Yeah, honestly, I'll probably hold off on that for a while because I feel like I've had enough Wonder Woman origins recently. between a couple of different comics, between Legend of Wonder Woman, Year One, the movie, even I feel like I don't need another origin for a while. I feel like I've had my fill.
No,
he says when he's about to read the Perez Wonder Woman.
I never said I was going to read it soon. I said it's there to be read.
It is an origin, but also there's so much themes at play, and if you know the history of the creator. It's just everything plays into a thing in the most Morrison way possible. So, but the only reason I brought it up because what Conrad said about Azarello's being a version of Wonder Woman, but not the versus Rucka's, it just feels like
this is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But then again, I feel that's Rucka because Batman felt like the Batman and well, not the goddamn Batman, just. Proper Batman. Same with the Superman.
Azarello's Superman. That's you, Matt. Azarello's Wonder Woman and I assume Grant Morrison's Earth 1. They feel like Elseworlds essentially, even though New 52 Wonder Woman wasn't an Elseworld, but it kind of felt like it.
Might as well have been, an extended Elseworlds.
So. There you go. That's the Wonder Woman annual. So it was a pretty enjoyable thing. I think the thing with annuals, because of this collection of stories, and you don't necessarily feel like you're getting the next part of the main story. Sometimes they can feel a little bit like, oh yeah, that was fine, but it was kind of just filler because it's a 5th week and not like actual meat. I would say this one's worth reading. I think none of the stories were bad. The art was
3 out of 4 are pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the 4th one has a decent idea. It's just the art's a bit rough, and because of that. It suffers, but not bad overall.